What is up, guys? Welcome to James J Live. This is a new format, Mortgage Minutes with James J. And we're just going to take a few minutes just to kind of give a quick update on what's going on in the world of mortgage. There's a lot going on, right? There's a ton going on. But I specifically want to talk about one thing that just recently came out in reference to refinancing specifically, because there's a ton of refinancing going on right now, a ton. Well, there's going to be some changes to that, most likely. So, rates have slowly crept up just a little. All right. So, the last couple of weeks, we've seen just a tiny tick up in rates. Where this is going to go in the next few weeks, next few months, who knows? No one really knows. But because rates have been so incredibly low over the last few months, there's so many people refinancing and taking advantage of it, and you should. Right now, everybody's situation is different. There are some people that really should refinance. There are some people that are just enticed by what they hear about interest rates, and they should not refinance their home. All right, and so I tell people when they should not refinance. Right, if you're at a certain and again, everybody's situation is different, but if you're close to, paying off your mortgage, and do you really want to reset to 20, 25, or even 15 if you're less than 10? Probably not. So anyway, everybody's situation is particular, specific to them. All right. It is not good for everybody to refinance. All right. It just doesn't make sense for everybody to do it. And I will let people know if it's not a good idea to do it. I'll just tell them, don't do it. But that being said, there's a ton of people that are taking advantage of the low interest rates. Now I'm going to share my screen because this is a super important thing that just came out as it relates to refinances. So I'm going to share this with you guys so you can see what it is I'm talking about. So this just came out. Let's get this so you guys can actually see what's going on here. Let's try this and get this out of the way here so you can see. Okay, so new fee on mortgage refinances could cost about $1,400. Okay, so Fannie and Freddie, this is their excuse for all the activity as it relates to refinances, right? Higher risk amid economic uncertainty. All right, now listen. Economic uncertainty, there's never been a more economic uncertain time than right now. Like, I get that. But we are in the midst of a pandemic, right? People are looking for jobs that they lost, that they previously had. There are some people that still can't find a job. Millions of people are still out of work. It kind of goes when you don't hear about it as much, and there's so many other topics that people talk about, not to mention we're in a presidential election year. People kind of forget what happened 2 months ago, right? And what I'm talking about is just the fact that unemployment was through the roof. Unless you're still unemployed, and you clearly you don't forget. But my point is, if it's not in the news, a lot of times people just kind of forget. But this is a great reminder, all right? When stuff like this comes out, and people are being penalized essentially for refinancing and take advantage of the interest rate, and then Fannie and Freddie comes along and says, well, because of the uncertainty in the market, we're going to slap this additional fee, essentially, is what this ends up being for people that are refinancing. Now, why not put that fee on purchases, right? Why? I mean, they could. They could if they wanted to. So, needless to say, most people in the mortgage industry are really upset about this, like really upset. So, everybody that is in this business, on the mortgage side of the business, we need to voice our opinions about this. Again, we are in the midst of a pandemic, and people are still struggling financially in so many ways. This is not just about refinancing a mortgage to lower payments, which for some people, it's something that they need to do because maybe their income is different. They lost a job. There's so many different things that's going on right now. And Fannie and Freddie decide, hey, we're going to add this fee onto refinance loans. This starts September 1st. All right. So we got a couple weeks before this actually takes hold. I know our company is kind of preparing for it because there's a ton of loans that are currently in pipelines right now, not just mine, not just my company, but everybody. And they're not going to close before September 1st. So this fee is going to affect a lot of people, right? And honestly, in some cases, not to refinance, some cases it may put people from qualifying to not qualifying because we're adding an initial fee. If they're really, really borderline, it could, you never know, it could be something that affects people to where they now don't qualify for the refinance, adding on this additional fee. Now, my guess is that a lot of companies are probably going to help offset the fee, especially for people that are already in the process of the refinance, maybe at the end, but it's not going to close by September 1st. And so a lot of companies will probably help out with this. But this is something to be mindful of. Now, with all that being said, it's still maybe the best time in history to do a refinance because interest rates are still incredibly low, even though we saw a slight increase. And when I mean slight, it could be a quarter. I mean, it's a very, very small percentage. Where that goes in the next few weeks, who knows? I don't have a clue. I don't know. I know what today is, and that's all that I know. All right. So I wanted to share this with you because there's a lot of people that I am working on refinancing right now, a ton. If the loan's not closed before September 1st, this may come into effect. Again, a lot of companies are going to offset this. This is not something that they're just going to throw and slap on, a current homeowner who's trying to do a refinance out of the blue, because that's essentially what this would be. It's out of the blue. Now, had we disclosed this before the loan, that's different. But most companies are probably going to do something to offset this to where the homeowner does not have to absorb that cost. Now, again, how long that lasts, who knows? But in the meantime, if you are looking to refinance, it's still a great time to do it. All right. If you're not sure as to whether or not you should do a refinance, I'll be glad to help you. Reach out to a professional. Again, you should not have to necessarily be sold on doing a refinance, right? I don't sell people to do a refinance. If it makes sense, I will tell you. If it doesn't make sense, I will tell you. So I'll see you guys next week. Make sure you go subscribe to the Houston Business Podcast as well. And I will catch you guys next week on another episode of Mortgage Minutes with James J. Peace. Take care.